Hello, avid readers, book nerds, and casual observers. Welcome to the read-along brought to you by the Lit Round Table. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Anna, and this is our read-along of Star Wars Queen's Shadow by E.K. Johnston. Welcome to week 1. Today we're talking about chapters 1 through 3.
Week 1, Queen's Shadow.
Yeah.
So, I don't know about you, but this felt a lot lighter than...
It was a lot lighter. And also slower, which was kind of nice. I just finished The World has just finished Andor Season 2. And so jumping into Star Wars for our read-along feels very timely, even though we've gone back significantly in time.
Yes, we've gone back to, so the prologue was, directly episode 1. And then we jump into basically pre-episode 2.
Yeah, kind of the in-between space of episodes 1 and 2. So, yeah.
Exciting. Well, so I guess, do you want to talk about the prologue?
It was cool to see it from a different perspective of because even in the movie, we don't really see Queen Amidala's perspective of the Trade Federation invading. We come in kind of medias res with the Jedi showing up with the Trade Federation and trying to break things up. So it was cool to get that perspective shift of from Queen Amidala's perspective. But not really, because it's actually from the Handmaiden's perspective.
Right. And I thought it's really cool. I'm going to struggle with names because I famously struggle with names, and they all have similar phonetics going on.
Which is intentional.
Because, they're chosen names. And they're all kind of an homage to Padme's name. So it's okay. I'm going to struggle with names.
Sabe is the Keira Knightley character.
Yes, that's the prologue character. So I'm going to have an easier time with her, but the rest of them, it'll help once I have my physical copy. I listened.
Yeah.
And so until I can see the names written out, I'm going to struggle a little bit, but I'll have the book soon. So, I thought it was really cool to see the relationship between the Queen and the Handmaidens and how they have these different protocols that they will employ, and with the decoy protocol, and how they're just so ready to totally switch personas and have someone else take on the Queen persona so that the real Queen can hide amongst them. Hearing it was either 2 or 3, but when they were talking about how Sabe and Padme had developed the voice for Queen Amidala because she has a very distinct voice that's different from Padme's voice, and how that was intentional because it was a voice that they could both do and sound convincing as. So I'm really fascinated by the different bodyguard things that we get to see with this.
No, it's very cool. It's answering a lot of the underlying questions that I had as a kid watching The Phantom Menace and being well, how would nobody know? Because Padme and Queen Amidala do not sound the same in that whole first episode, which this totally explains and answers. And also I had a lot of questions about the wardrobe for Queen Amidala because it's very extravagant and it's very pretty, but it's cool to see in this explaining how it's also very practical. This is, I don't know if this is what George Lucas intended or not, but I appreciate E.K. Johnston filling in this information for us.
How the elegant dresses have an escape hatch where she can she can easily get out of it at a moment's notice. And she's got like a jumpsuit underneath, kind of situation.
Yeah.
And a lot of the fabric has been like resin treated to resist blaster fire. Even the headdress is kind of like meant to distract from the face, so it's harder to get like a clear headshot because of a big headdress, you know?
Well, and also it helps distract from the decoy possibility. So like
Right.
you see the headdress before you see the facial features, and the face paint is also part of that. Of like,
Yeah.
you know,
So there's like so many layers to this that have been really interesting to see.
yeah,
And I'm interested to see like how their relationship. I know we're kind of getting to a point now. Now that like the prologue is basically just the droids show up, and their decoy is in place now, and they're like Padme has taken on the handmaiden persona, and then it goes into the events of episode 1,
right,
and then we get into the actual chapters of the book, which is
right.
they started off with the beach party episode, and they
Yeah. So the initial description of Padme, though, I was like, oh my gosh, are we skipping to the very end? Like, the way it read with her hair billowing out and the white flowers catching in her hair and everything, I was like, wait, are we at her funeral pyre?
yeah.
Which I think was probably intentional. But anyway, with like the way her hands were folded on her waist and everything, and then she was just floating in the water. But I thought it really sounded a lot like her funeral procession, I guess. Not pyre necessarily, but
And then she gets dunked,
yeah.
which was funny. Was it
Sache, the little
okay.
one with the scars.
Oh man, she's cool. The one with the scars. I mean, discovering why she has the scars and like her whole backstory was really interesting to me.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, there's a whole relationship kind of being built with her and her handmaidens. There's this surprise visit by Palpatine, which we
He's
get
so
another.
slimy. He's so
He
slimy.
is. And we get like another cool like relationship with the queen and the handmaiden that can like read lips and body posture really well, body
Rabe.
language.
Rabe.
Okay. And she's like, he's frustrated about something. Something isn't proceeding as quickly as he wants it to be. And I'm like, yeah, the Clone Wars. That's right.
He wants to get rid of the Jedi.
And
Yeah.
man, hearing about like Newt Gunray being on trial and like getting all these hung trials and all this stuff is just so frustrating too. It's just, man. It's been cool to see like the aftermath of episode 1 kind of playing out.
Yeah. Well, also the election of a new queen is kind of an interesting concept. Funny that the Panakas both voted for Padme again, even though she's not eligible. That was sweet.
Right.
You were a write-in.
That's a spoiled ballot.
I don't think they care.
Yeah. No, they don't care. But I'm like sad because like this is like the whole kind of like story of these first chapters are like the band's breaking up, you know? Like she's not going to be queen anymore. All of her handmaidens are going to go off and do their own thing. Like it's not like the Secret Service where they're just like in the Secret Service and they like protect whoever the president is. Like the queen picks them and they're like her gang until she's not queen anymore, and then it's a whole new crew. I assume, unless the new queen like picks some of the same people. I guess if
I think
if people wanted to, but a lot of them are like they have hopes and dreams. You know, they're like, I want to be an artist. I want to be a farmer. I want a house full of kids with my wife who is also a handmaiden. That was cute. And so there's like this is like the last time they're all together because like new elections happening right now.
Yeah.
And they're all figuring out what they're going to do with their lives after this.
Yeah. Well, okay, and we also know as Star Wars fans, that Padme goes on to become a senator.
Right.
But that is not yet in her radar of what to do. Palpatine asks her what she wants, and she has this idea of freeing slaves, which is very cool. Except then Palpatine frames it as buying the slaves, which was not cool.
Yeah, scumbag. Like,
so.
Like, it just sucks because it's like she wants to free the slaves. How do you free the slaves? Well, if you try to take the slaves, they're going to fight you for them, and you're probably going to have to kill the slavers, which, like, you're killing people. So there's an ethical dilemma there. So the alternative is you buy them, but then the slavers are getting money, and you don't want to, like, give financial support to slavers. So there's also a problem there. So it's just like, what do you do? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like, she also calls out, like, because Palpatine is like, well, I've already put into motion, a bill, essentially, to prevent these illegal shipments of, I think he didn't say illegal, though. He said unpleasant. I was like, wow, way to try to sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
You slime ball. I hate him.
Yeah.
And she very quickly is annoyed because she knows how things work in the Senate. So I feel like we're going to see her join the Senate and have it be a very difficult choice for her to do that.
Yeah.
It feels like she's going to be forced to become a senator.
And just to clarify, I think it's a valid reaction to try to fight slavers. I'm just approaching it from the lens of Padme being from Naboo, and I feel like Naboo is a much more pacifist society. That's just the vibe I get, you know. I could see her going the non-violent route as opposed to, like, forcibly freeing the slaves and potentially killing people in the process. That's what I mean.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm totally in agreement with you on that.
Yeah. I just want to be clear. I'm anti-slave.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
It should go without saying, but, you know.
It is cool to see that her time on Tatooine with Qui-Gon and meeting Anakin and everything really had an impact on her political agenda. Doesn't feel like the right word, but
Goals.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's cool. She didn't just, like, go back to Naboo and forget that she saw.
Yeah. Just sip mimosas on the beach all day
Right.
and forget about the slavery that's happening in the Outer Rim. Yeah.
So that's cool.
For sure.
She's a cool character, man.
She is a cool character. I need to look up, I'll look it up before the next episode, but, like, the voice of the person reading this book, did you listen to any of these or did you read them all?
I've been reading.
So, interesting note about the audiobook. They have moments where they interject some Star Wars music in, which I like and dislike, because if I'm listening at, like, 0.25, the music is really sped up.
Yeah.
And weird. And they insert some sound effects at times also, like doors opening and closing, which is cool. Immersion.
This is classic Star Wars audiobook for you, just so you know.
Right.
The ones that I used to, like,
I know.
get the CD for or tapes for from the library, they did this too. This is a consistent thing with Star Wars audiobooks.
The tapes of audiobooks.
Yeah, I'm old.
But I want to look up and see who the voice is for who's reading the book, because I feel like it might be the voice of whoever voiced her in the Clone Wars show.
Oh, could be.
But I'm not sure.
Voice actor is going to voice act, so.
I feel like I've heard her before, like when she's talking as Padme. I'm like, either you're just doing a really good, like, impression of a Padme actress in the past, or you've actually voiced Padme before, and I can't figure it out. But are you Googling it right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay. The audiobook is done by Catherine Tabor.
Catherine Tabor. I mean, the name doesn't ring a bell, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. There's no way it was Natalie Portman.
No, I knew it wasn't going to be Natalie Portman. She's got, other things going on, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah. Catherine Tabor did the voice of Padme Amidala from 2008 to 2020.
I knew it.
For the Clone Wars. So yeah, you pegged it. Good job.
I had a feeling. Thank you. I'm proud of myself for that one. Good ears, good ears.
Yes. Well done, well done.
So yeah, her and I keep wanting to say Saba, but it's Sabe.
Well, that's how I've been reading it.
It's because no, I think it is Sabe in the books. But the thing is, I have a regular at my store whose name is Saba, and so I keep my brain keeps auto correcting to Saba.
Gotcha.
No, her and Sabe are gonna kind of do this dynamic duo situation.
I assume that they all have the A on the end since they modeled their names after Padme. So, Sabe,
Yeah.
Rabe, Irte, Sache. Is that all of them?
I thought there's an L one too.
Yeah.
Something. I don't know.
Remember. I don't remember that one.
I think they all end in that. I think they all end in that A sound.
Yes.
You're right. Yeah, I'm excited to see what crazy hijinks they get up to, trying to get out there and free all these slaves. Because Padme's like, I don't have the money to free them all, but like, gosh darn it, we're gonna try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder if we're not gonna get her. Well, what happened in episode 1 was Shmi already freed?
No.
At the end of that? Or did she get sold to... Well, how does she end up with Lars?
We don't know that she ends up with Lars until episode 2 when Anakin goes to visit.
Yeah. Oh, because he goes to Watto first. Oh, and he sold her. Right. So I'm wondering if she's not going to try to go to Tatooine.
Maybe.
And buy her.
For sure. I could totally see that happening.
Oh, buy her. Just like
It's
Palpatine
awful.
said. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Pay for her freedom. Yeah, I'm wondering if we'll see that. If there's going to be some stuff with like the Hutts, because that's what we see about like the whole slavery thing. I wonder if we're going to get into some kind of like criminal underbelly stuff, with these like slaver rings. And
yeah, I'm curious to see how far she actually gets to go with this plan before she's yanked back into
Senate.
the Senate. Because it's clear that that's what Palpatine wants.
Yeah. So like, is this book going to be about her going on like a John Brown mission to free the slaves, or is it going to be her wanting to do that and getting yanked into the Senate instead and becoming like an advocate in the Senate? Because she had some like harsh words for the Senate, understandably.
Yeah.
When she was talking to Palpatine, because she was up there having to plead the case of her entire planet on deaf ears.
Yeah.
And
super valid criticism. Honestly.
She's a bit cynical. So I guess we'll see if she tries to like, she's going to try to become a solution to the problem. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm just thinking of how much I want or wish there had been scenes between her and Mon Mothma.
I think there were. It was cut. There's a deleted scene from episode 3. That was cut.
I want it.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I understand.
I like that Andor kind of gave us a Mon Mothma spin-off show in a way.
It did. It really did. Yeah.
It's cool.
That's another episode. That's a main pod episode.
Well, we'll definitely have to talk about Andor.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm digging it so far. It's much lighter. It's, I love me some Star Wars. I love me some Star Wars, and I'm ready to see some kick butt handmaiden moments. I want to see some Naboo handmaiden jujitsu.
I think it's coming.
Yeah, I'm ready to see him throw hands. I'm so here for it.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of sad that we might have to say goodbye to most of them, though. I think they're going to be around.
I wonder if there'll be a moment of getting the band back together, you know? Like, they're going to bite off more than they can chew, and they have to reassemble the posse.
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna ride up on these slavers like a Western with, you know...
Yeah.
Wee wee wee, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man. We'll see. I'm excited, though. I'm excited. There's so many possibilities, so many directions it can go.
Right.
It's still too early to know.
It really is. We're only 3 chapters in. We know nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Except that it's really delightful so far, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been cool.
Very pleasant. Except for Palpatine.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if pleasant has ever been an adjective to describe Palpatine.
It's so weird to see him in this early canon of before he's been outed as the Emperor.
Evil mastermind.
He's a nobody. I mean, I know he's a member of the Senate, but like...
Well, now he's the Chancellor.
In galactic sense.
Yeah. He's just some dude that was born on Naboo.
Right. And Darth Vader was just some kid born on Tatooine.
A slave.
Weird.
Yeah, man. Well, what is the next reading assignment?
Ooh. Great question. I would love to tell you. Let me pull up my little cheat sheet.
We can race to see who gets to it first. Opening Dropbox. The next reading assignment is chapters 4 through 6.
Yeah. I have too many folders.
4 through 6, and that episode is on 6/4.
Crazy.
Funny.
I totally planned that.
Yeah. Cool. So chapters 4 through 6 for next time. Fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess until next time, may the Force be with you.
And also with you. Talk to you later. Talk to you next time.
Broke my brain. Later.